Welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a get ready with me trying new makeup and just giving you guys my review on them. I decided to make it a voiceover to be different, to make this video not so long because it is a tutorial in it, kind of somewhat. I realized it was kind of similar to a tutorial I did in February with the pink and the purple kind of, so I decided to make it get ready with me. I'm going to my cousin's baby shower. Alright guys, so starting off with freshly cleansed and moisturized skin, I'm going to go in and prime my face with the NYX First Base Primer Water. This felt really nice and refreshing the first time I used it. Now to let that dry, I'm going to go in and exfoliate my lips. I'm taking my e.l.f. moisturizing or exfoliating something, lipstick, and exfoliating. Now I'm just going to apply a little Vaseline. Now taking my e.l.f. hydrating under eye primer, I'm just going to apply that under my eyes so my concealer will not crease. This does take a while to dry, so I have to make sure I apply that pretty much first. Now after rubbing it out, I just go in with my finger and tap it out to blend it in more. Now I'm just going to do my brows on camera. I usually skip over this, but I decided to keep it. I start off by just outlining it first and keeping the natural shape, and then I will outline the top, and then I will just go ahead and fill them in, and I'm using my Jordana Fabu Brow in dark brown. Now taking the NYX Eye Base in Skin Tone and applying that, I was really impressed with it. It was super creamy, covered up all my veins, and really made my shadows pop, so I did like that. Now I'm just blending that out with my finger by pushing it in, not smearing because that will take away the product. Now I'm just going to set my eye with the Maybelline Translucent Powder. For my transition shade, I'm taking the NYX Single Eyeshadow and Blame It on Midnight. Surprise, surprise. Now taking the shadow by Colourpop and Hanky Panky, which is a muted brown, and I was impressed with it. I didn't know if it would pick up because it was so soft, but it did. Now I'm taking Hazelnut by Morphe and just buffing that into my crease as well. Taking this shade right here by Morphe, I believe it's called Secretive, I'm not sure. Now taking this dark shadow right here, I'm going to build that up in my outer V a little bit. And then grabbing this light, vibrant purple shade, I'm just going to use that to blend out all the shadows together. Taking this shimmery off-white shade from the Profusion Cosmetics palette, and I was surprised with how pigmented it was because usually they're not that pigmented, but this base definitely helps. And I applied that, and then I just went in and created a thick wing using my NYC liquid eyeliner. To tightline, I'm using my Profusion Cosmetics eyeliner in black. Now I'm just using some mascara to prep my lashes for falsies. So while the mascara dries, I'm just going to go ahead and prime my face. This is the Becca Mattifying Primer, and when I first put this on, oh my gosh, it left me so matte. And as you saw before, my nose was so shiny, and then once I put that on, instantly matte. Taking my Ardell 106 lash, I'm just going to apply that. It's so beautiful and dramatic. I love these lashes.
I'm going to focus on teaching you self-hypnosis now, because I want you to use this for your own benefit.
Now the next new product I'm trying is the Anastasia Cream Contour Kit, and oh my gosh, I was so excited. So the first thing I started doing is just color correcting, and I took this peach shade and I'm putting it on all my dark spots, and then I'm just going to go ahead and apply it under my eyes to conceal my dark circles. To blend that out, I just used my finger. Now taking this shade right here and a foundation brush, this is the Up and Up one, I'm just going to start applying the foundation in circular motion. Well, it's not a foundation, but I'm using it as a foundation today.
I searched for love, but can't find it. Just sex and drugs, I'm reminded. Click nothing, feel I'm reminded.
Now taking this concealer right here, I'm just going to apply it in all the places I want to highlight. Under my eyes, making sure to bring it down the side of my nose so it slims my nose down more. Bridge of my nose, center of my forehead, my cupid's bow, and my chin. To blend that out, I started with the Beauty Blender, but I felt like it was just taking some of the product away before I could even really blend it out. So I just went in with my fingers, and then I went back to the Beauty Blender to pick up any excess, so I just bounced back and forth between the two. And the same thing with on my face. I didn't like how I was blending out the concealer on my face, so I just switched for my brush. Now taking this shade right here to contour, I'm going to just contour the normal places and blend that out with my e.l.f. small stipple brush. And then I just went in with my beauty blender just to blend it out even more because it is very dark. I feel like it might be a little too dark for me. I didn't want it to be muddy, so I just wanted the beauty blender to pick up any excess. Now taking my Airspun translucent powder, I'm going to bake with that and using my e.l.f. Flawless Concealer brush to apply that. To set my cream contour, I'm going to take this shade right here in the Ulta Contour Kit and just set all the places we contoured.
Relax, close your eyes, don't act like you're so surprised. Feel the silk against your skin, let the games begin.
Now I'm just going to wipe off all the extra powder. For blush, I'm using the blush from the Maybelline Contour Kit. It's so beautiful, it's my go-to blush shade. For highlight, I'm taking the Super Shock Shadow by Colourpop in Highly Wasted and applying that. So now for the lower lash line, I'm just going to use all the purple shades we used and apply that.
Relax, close your eyes, relax, close your eyes,
Now I'm just going to apply some lower lash mascara.
relax, close your eyes, close your eyes.
For lips, I was going to do a matte lip, but I didn't like how the matte brown liquid lipstick looked with this eye look, so I just went in with my Maybelline lipsticks. I don't remember the name off the top of my head, but I'll have them linked down below. And this is the complete look. I think it's really pretty, and I love it. Product I tried, I can't find the cap. It's this NYX eye base. I really like this. It really made the shadows pop. I am so impressed with it. It felt really nice and it blended out really nicely once I set it. So actually this was the first one. I just forgot. This is the NYX First Base Primer spray. I did put a primer on top of that because I feel like a primer spray can't really do it justice, but I didn't put a primer on my cheeks. Usually I do a hydrating primer, so I'll see how the foundation sticks to my face and everything, but it felt really nice and it was really refreshing. The next new thing I tried was this Colourpop eyeshadow, and this is in Hanky Panky and Hanky Panky, and it feels kind of soft. It was like a satin finish. It went really well in the crease. It blended out nicely and I liked it for a nice transition shade. The next new thing I tried was this primer by Becca, and this is the Ever Matte. I said that weird. This is the Ever Matte, and oh boy, this is matte. I told you guys in the voiceover, like, oh my god, how it felt. But this is very matte. Like, my face looks so good. I am going to bring my powder. I want to see how long I can go without having to powder my nose, which is the main oiliest part of my face. But I really like this. If you are dry, obviously don't get this. You don't need to be mad, but even if you were in between skin, just put this on the places where you're really dry at. I mean, where you're really oily at, because if I would have put this here in my face, I would have had like crust and stuff, I could tell. And the last new product that I tried was this Anastasia Beverly Hills Cream Contour Kit. I really like it. I like this shade as a foundation. I wasn't sure if it was going to be too dark for me, but it went out pretty nice, blended out nicely. Medium to full coverage. I can definitely tell that you can build it up, but this is enough coverage for me. The color corrector is really nice. It really, you know, covered my dark circles and my dark spots. You can't really see. Those are problems I like to cover up. And then this shade right here, this is called Cream, and I put this on instead of the banana. I think I'll use the banana when I go heavier on the eyes and I want more of a brightened effect, but the cream shade, it went really nice. It blended out nicely. These are very thick, so you need to use a beauty blender, in my opinion, to blend it out with the concealer, because it's so thick and using a brush is just going to smear it. It's not going to be nice, so I blended it out with a beauty blender. And then for contour, I used this shade Chocolate right here. I feel like ash brown will be too dark on me, but right here, Chocolate is really nice. It blended out super nice. When I first put it on, I was a little nervous because it was so dark, but I think it blended out really nicely. Definitely chiseled my face, so I'm impressed with it and I like it. And then I used the Colourpop highlighter in Highly Wasted. It's really nice. I did put a powder highlight on top because I like a strong highlight, but it's really creamy. And now I'm just going to set my face. I forgot to do that. This is the So before my battery got full, I was spraying my NYX Matte Setting Spray. This is new. I can't wait to see how this makes my makeup stay in place and upholds between the setting spray and the mattifying primer. I want to see if I can stay matte without having to touch up throughout the day. Hey guys, so I'm back. So my camera did cut off and I had to just run out of here. So I don't really remember where I left off, but I think I left off with telling you guys what I set my face with. So now I'm back. I'm just going to give you guys a review on how the products held up. I've had this makeup on for about 6-7 hours, so it's been a long time. I still think it looks pretty good. My face looks good, held up. So now we're just going to go in chronological order of the products that I used, and I'm going to give you guys my review on it. So I always start with my eyes, and to prime my eyes today, I used the NYX eyeshadow base in Skin Tone. Now, I did like this. It really made my shadows pop on my eyes. The Profusion palette, the shade that I used on my lid, usually doesn't come off good if I prime my eyes with concealer. I have to use a tacky base. Even though I set it, it still needs to have a strong base. So I think it did really well, held up. And I also like this because it's an off shade, so it definitely conceals the veins on my eyes and everything. Concealer usually doesn't. It depends on what kind of concealer I'm using, but I really like it, and it highlights my brow bone, so I don't have to go in with concealer and just clean it up. It does a good job at highlighting it. Actually, I forgot I used the NYX First Base Primer Spray first, and I really like this. This was really refreshing. I told you guys before, but it just felt so good. I don't know if it made a difference in my makeup lasting. I think so, actually. Okay. And I do think it made a difference in priming my face because it is hydrating. So usually when I prime my face, I put a mattifying primer in my T-zone, a hydrating one on my cheeks. And today, because I ran out of my hydrating primer, I was like, okay, I'll use the primer water and see if that works. And look at my face. Like, my highlight's still intact. Contour is good. Blush is good. The foundation stuck. So I think it did pretty good, and my T-zone is good, so I would have to say this is good. I don't know if I want to try it on its own. Maybe if I have a day where I'm not doing anything and I don't care if my makeup doesn't last all day, then I'll try it and see and keep you guys updated. Then along with the eyes, I used this Colourpop eyeshadow for the first time, and this is in the shade Hanky Panky, and it's just a matte brown. It's a satin finish, so it's really soft, and I wasn't sure how it would pick up on my brush. Okay, I swatched it, but you can't really see it. It's right here. I wasn't sure if it was going to pick up on my brush, but it definitely did because it's so soft and everything, but it did good. It was a great transition shade. It's really cool, so that's why I used it today with this eye look. I didn't want to go too warm. I wanted to keep it pretty neutral, so I do like this, and this is only $5. Next, I moved on to my face, and I used the Becca Ever Matte Poreless Priming Perfector. This small thing's $15. The big one retails for, I don't know, but I think I told you guys in my birthday haul, so if you didn't see that, I'll have that link down below. But I really like it. Like, I'm so matte. Like, oh my gosh, usually I have to touch up every 3 hours. I have to go in and powder my face when I use my Maybelline Blur and Smooth primer. And that's okay because it doesn't claim to be a mattifying primer. It's just going to smooth the appearance of pores, but with smoothing it, it definitely kept me matte a little bit. So my forehead is super matte. I'm not shiny at all, which I love. That was my biggest problem, was being shiny. You could see it in my previous pictures on Instagram that I was so shiny, and around my nose I am a little oily, like right here and right here, but that's not too bad. I think I could have went another hour or two without having to powder, so it looks really good. And then to finish off my face, I did use a new foundation, concealer, and contour shade, and all those colors came from this palette right here, and this is the Cream Contour Kit by ABH. I am going to do a review on it. I don't know if I want to split it up into 2 videos, have a review, and then have another one with how to use it and get the best application and tips for that. So let me know if you guys want it combined or 2 separate videos. It's up to you, but I really like it. Again, this was my foundation color, this was my color corrector, and this was my concealer. The concealer held up pretty well, I would say. I did crease a little bit, like especially on this side. I always crease on this side. I did use my hydrating eye primer, which if you have dry under eyes, please use a hydrating under eye primer when you're going to use this because you will crease so bad. So I'm going to zoom you guys in. Okay, so as you can see, I did crease a little bit right here. It's not too bad. It's not really noticeable. You can't see in pictures. This eye held up pretty nicely. I'm trying to get in the light. This eye held up pretty nicely. You can't see my dark circles at all, which is why I used the color corrector, because regular concealer didn't really cover it up, and some of the concealers would actually make it worse. So I was like, I need a color corrector, so I'm glad that it's on this palette right here. The only new tool that I used to apply the products was for my color corrector, and it was this brush right here, and this is the Ulta brand eyeshadow brush, which I got in the little makeup bag that I showed you guys in my haul. I am going to be doing a video trying new Ulta products. That will be up later this week, I believe. I'm not sure when these videos are going up, so hopefully it'll be up this week or it'll be up next week. And this is what it looks like. It's just flat. Then to highlight my cheekbones, I used Colourpop Super Shock Cheek and Highly Wasted, which is a beautiful rose gold satin finish, pearlized, and I love it. I think it's so pretty. and I love it. I think it's so pretty. I have it on, but I did use a powder highlight on top, but alone, excuse me, it looks really nice. I actually used it in my St. Patrick's Day tutorial. I didn't mention it in that video because I cheated and I wanted to use a new highlight. And then to set my masterpiece so I could stay flawless all day, I used the NYX setting spray in matte. They only have two kinds, which is dewy and matte, which I wish they had just a regular one. So if you don't want to be dewy or if you don't want to be matte, because these are really good setting sprays, the dewy ones. Oh, girl, I look dewy. I look very dewy. And the matte, it kept me matte. So on top of the matte primer and the thick foundation and this mattifying spray, I feel like my face really held up really nicely. Alright guys, so that wraps up this video of me trying new products and reviews. I really hope you guys like this. Let me know if you want me to do more. Comment down below any new products I should try because prom's coming up, so I need new makeup. Again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you in my next one. Bye. Oh my god, you look so beautiful, Puka Bear!
Stop looking at me.
Why?
And I have toes left.
Thank you. Went really well in the... Next new thing I tried was this face... Okay, I'm filming for 1 second.
We just don't let me go. Don't let me go. Don't let me go.
And okay.